Hey everyone, and welcome to the Laser Source Podcast, the #1 podcast for growing and scaling your laser engraving business. We're dedicated to helping you learn how to perfect your craft, and we're going to teach you all of the latest technology and tips to take your laser engraving business to the next level. So whether you're trying to expand your current laser engraving business or you're just getting into lasers, this is the podcast for you. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's get right into it. Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex at Laser Everything, and we're bringing you the very first episode of the Laser Source podcast. I'm joined by Tacky and Tony, and we're here to talk some laser. We're going to talk a little bit about how we're going to structure the podcast. It's going to be very loose today. I've numbered this podcast episode 000 because it's not going to be the real deal. It's kind of a brainstorming session just to figure out where we want to go with this in the future. We might have a couple other people joining us in a few minutes. We'll see. But for now, it's just going to be the three of us. We're going to be hanging out.
Yeah, what you don't see is all the practice that goes into it.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. I mean,
yeah, you guys are going to not see a lot. I've literally been up all night editing the how to set up your rotary tool video. There's a lot that you're not going to see.
Which I believe is live now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Only the best content gets to the channel. So,
oh my God. So speaking of practice, look, I'm telling you, everyone, this is crazy. Just look.
If you're listening to the audio version of this, Tony's just holding up 2 giant water bottles littered with the Targaryen logo from Game of Thrones. There's like hundreds of marks on these.
Yep, we're not flexing, guys. We're just testing.
Oh my gosh.
That's all we do.
So I think those tapered cups are great. If you want to get, half or more than half of the logo or the emblem of what you're putting on, you really have to dial in your focus. And if it's really tapered, the depth of field on a fiber, depending on your lens, is going to be real small. You have millimeters that you can really play with. But with those powder coats, I think that you probably have a little bit more room to play because you're just trying to blast the coating off. You're not actually trying to really engrave. So you could probably get a little bit more out of it. I think I ordered some of those tapered ones. When they come, I'd like to try just to see what kind of range you can get.
You're going to have a better time with a higher powered laser too, because then you can move to a bigger lens and you're going to buy yourself a little extra focal play with that larger lens.
Hang on. So you mean further out, I can go out my spectrum, I guess.
So here's how it works. So when you have a 110 lens, let's say your lens is this far away from the piece, that means that you've got this much space to still be in focus before it starts to go out. When you have a 300 millimeter lens, that little amount that you're allowed to focus also increases with that focal distance. So because you're focusing from 3 times further away with the 300 millimeter lens, the area that is an acceptable amount of focus is 3 times larger. So you actually get a deeper acceptable focus zone, so you can tolerate more that way. But you're also talking about a 300 millimeter lens, so if you're rocking a 20 or a 30 watt, you're gonna have a bad time.
Right. So the same thing applies to CO2. If you have a bigger focal lens, like a 3-inch versus the standard 2-inch, you're going to get, further away, and it's a longer. I think it's called the depth of field in optics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So your beam is going to be wider, so you get less energy into a tighter area. But the trade-off is you have more room to work with. So they use those. The 3 and the 4 inches, I think they use those for like cutting in CO2 when you really want to just cut on 1 or 2 good passes. So.
Yep.
So now that we're talking about cups, bring the JJP or the JPP cup back up. So rotary, okay? How about if we don't use a rotary? I'm wondering how far we can get.
I do it all the time because I didn't before. Before shooting the how to set up your rotary tool video, I'd never set up a rotary tool. So, I still did the cups. You can't do it. You can't do that much. You get maybe 2 inches.
Really?
Maybe 2 inches on a 110.
300?
Yeah. No, I don't have a 300. I got a 30 watt machine, so I'm stuck, dude. I'm on 110. I get on my 110. I get about 2 inches.
Yeah, so
give
you
or
can
take,
do
for like an average size tumbler.
Mhm. You can
Somebody
do just kind of like
conversion, head
your
math?
square with the name, and you can't do like a full pattern, or you couldn't before unless you were like really on your game.
Yeah. The other thing,
That's not bad.
I think I showed, one of you guys brought it up to me. It was the titanium mug, the titanium camping mug that had the tall tree
Yes,
on it.
yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Oh.
I did that all the time. So you either get them to turn the thing sideways and put the name across it, or you can do like a tall graphic like that, and it gives the illusion that it's bigger, even though you're still not really wrapping more than 2 inches around. It can be done. It's just small. It's just small stuff.
2 inches is not that bad.
No, two
It's
2
not
inches
bad.
isn't that bad.
Not bad.
Yeah.
So you think for tumblers, powder coated tumblers, you still prefer doing it on the CO2 with the setup having been done on the fiber?
If it's powder coated, I'm going to do it on my CO2. Yeah, absolutely. Even if it takes longer. The videos that I've done so far for the channel where we've used the CO2 to remove powder coat have all been done at 600 DPI, which is why they take so long. The time lapses feel really long. But when I'm doing production jobs, we've got 300 of them, I drop that to 150, 300, depending on the quantity. And we lose a little bit of that edge quality, but for the most part, it looks the same, and it's done 2 to 4 times faster. So it's still not comparable with the speed of a Galvo. Well, it could be. Some of these Galvo marks that we've been testing on these tumblers are really slow. Really slow. It might almost be faster to do some of these on the CO2. So, and then you can throw as much power as you want at it downrange, and you're never going to mark that metal, which is a huge problem with trying to do these with the fiber laser. Because if you're doing enough power to remove that powder coat, you're marking the metal, and when you mark the metal, then you have to deal with I'm sure there's a magic setting out there that somebody's hoarding in a chest, you know what I mean, or like a safe behind a picture or a painting that we don't know. And
I can
we're
agree
picking
with that
lock right now. We're gonna find it.
we are gonna find it.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time before we break into it.
Yeah,
we don't know how many cups we're gonna go through, but
I know, but I don't think there's a magic setting. I honestly, near dear to my heart, I think it's whoever coded it is who determines how deep we can get with that laser. That's just the way it is.
All the manufacturers do a different number of coats, and their coats are different thicknesses, and they're not, if they were all using Cerakote and they were all doing 2 passes, it would be super easy because we would have a setting for that and it would be done. But they're just like tossing these in like a gigantic booth the size of our garage and spraying 50,000 of them at once. There's no consistency. It's just not how they're produced.
A takeaway from that is find a cup that you can consistently mark well, and then just keep buying that same brand, that same style.
Yeah, and hope it doesn't change, right?
Yeah, again, I'm like that fiber newbie. I went out and just bought things.
I'm surprised you haven't went out and bought a CO2.
I know. I just like cards. It's just I know I need to get a CO2, but I went out and bought things and just to try. And my thing is coins. I really do enjoy coins. So
you love the coins.
Yes. So if you listening to the show or looking at the show, I love coins. It's one thing I really honed in. So I really bought a lot of these. So
those are just like little coin blanks.
Yes, coin blanks. There's blanks like these, and you just engrave.
Clones like a $half size.
They're like 42 mil.
And you've got that sick bird vector on there too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was a cool one.
Coins are fun. I like them. If I've owned coins before, no. If it's just something that I liked looking at others' coins, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do that. So coins is my thing, but buy stuff and just engrave. I ran around the house and just a spoon. Well, nobody's used it for a while. I'm gonna engrave that.
Is that made of metal? Okay, let's burn it.
Yeah, exactly. Just find something and engrave it. I'm talking about USB sticks, like just anything you can find. I have so much stuff here on this table that I engrave. Just engrave it. And
I remember back when the shop was in the garage, the day after I convinced my wife to let me try to start a business, we got in the car and we drove to Walmart, and I spent like $250 on just like crap. Just stuff, literally anything that I thought I could probably stick this in the CO2, or I could probably, get away with this in the fiber. And I just had a shopping cart. It looked like we were moving into a new apartment. Like, just so much random stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, marking it really helps. The other thing, I was thinking of this too while you were talking. I'm really interested to see, now that I understand the fiber rotary a little bit better, really interested to see how the CO2 galvo will do with that rotary, because that's going to have the like fiberness to it, but it's going to be a CO2 beam. So will that leave the metal alone when we mark it with that? I don't know. I'm really interested to see that. That was it. It just popped into my head. That's coming soon. But
the only way to find out is to tune in.
Yeah, man, you gotta just mark everything that you can get your hands on. Yeah. What are you doing, Jackie? What do you got going on in your shop right now?
I'm still trying to make it a shop right now. Doing a lot of adding shelves and workspace. 2-car garage. Started out with a really small workbench. Had some 3D printers, CNC machine. And then I found your channel and I was like, I need to get the fiber. I had bought CO2. I got the tank, a 20 by 28 workbench, 100 watt. I really liked it. Did a few things to it, and I said, well, I want to do metal, because just seeing people's work, seeing coins, seeing firearm slides, tumblers. I mean, the trifecta I've heard you talk about before. You want to get the CO2, man. You get the CO2, you get the fiber laser, and you get the UV, and then there's nothing you can't mark.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the ideal. So I've got the 2 out of the 3. I'm probably not going to get a UV until you get one and start messing with it. But I'm making the space right now so that we'll have the room to do other stuff, because my wife is interested in doing a lot of like jewelry and resin, and then doing woodworking stuff. So being able to cut out signs is going to be important. Having areas to stain and do finishing work. So
I haven't even seen your CO2. What kind of CO2 do you have? Is it a Ruida?
Yes. We have the same controller.
It's the same controller. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
28
have
by 20 bed.
Yep.
Is it OhmTech? Where'd you get it?
I bought it from quote unquote OhmTech on Amazon, actually.
Yeah.
I figured that was like the safest.
They're all the same, dude. They're all the same. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you buy those giant CO2 machines from. You're going to get just as horrible support, and they're going to break just as often. You just have to be able to. You just have to be able to like bite your teeth and get in there and try to fix it on your own, because stuff's going to go south on those. I still have to replace those limit switches. There's just you have to be prepared to have problems. Really? Are you prepared to have problems, Tony? Because you're going to have them.
It's okay. I'm a handy person, so I don't, until I get this cooling done in here, or some type of cooling. I mean, humidity's fine, but I need this cooling, man. I
saw you were looking at the mini splits, you guys, right?
Yeah.
I just got one. It'll be here this week. Humidity kills CO2 lasers. I hear that. I don't know. I think it's the condensation.
That's a fact.
Issues.
It's the condensation on the tube. So it's fine when the laser's just sitting there, not doing anything. It's no big deal.
Cooling,
it doesn't matter.
The chilling, right?
Yeah, it could be 100% humidity. It doesn't matter. But the second you turn that chiller on and you're pumping ice cold water through that tube, all of the water condenses on the outside of the tube. The tube has 50,000 volts or whatever running through it. Yeah, 50,000 volts running through it at any given time. All of a sudden, you're giving that electricity all of these conductive pathways to like the casing of the machine. You're just asking for problems. It's a big mess.
So how do you mitigate? So you
dehumidify the air
first, and then you can start your jobs.
Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, insulate as well as you can, obviously, first. Make sure that your doors and windows or whatever you have in your work area are weather sealed. Yeah. And then dehumidify. It doesn't even need to be cool. It doesn't need to be cool. If you're okay with sweating, it can be hot. It just needs to be dry.
Boy, I'll tell y'all, it's hot in here, but the humidity is down very much in here. So.
It's wet here all the time. It's just I just in the summer months in upstate New York, we just swim every day from May to August. It's just 100% humidity outside all the time. It's disgusting. It's like Florida.
It's very hot and humid here. It's Central Texas, so it rains and it gets really hot, so it's just disaster.
Yeah, that is a disaster waiting to happen. So I hope the mini split works out. I'd love to hear more about it, because that seems like a good solution for doing that kind of stuff.
Garages.
It's better
if you're
than
spending any time in your shop. You want to be comfortable. You want to protect your machines. I figured it's a good investment either way.
It seems like a great. I got, but just for our house here, because we have our house is 200 years old. I got one of those like portable air conditioners with the vent that goes outside. you know, but that creates a negative pressure in your house. So when you blow air out the back, it sucks more air in from like the cracks in your windows and doors and stuff. And they're not very efficient. And I had no idea about like the mini split systems. I had no idea that those existed. That seems like such a great option. So
That's crazy. I was going to try to find a stand-up unit, and I think it was Tacky. Tacky was like, no, don't get those.
They're not ideal. No,
Yeah.
especially
They're not
the
ideal.
price point. If you're going to try to get something to heat a decent amount of space,
Yeah.
you're spending $450, $500 at least. Mini splits another $300 for like the lowest that I could see, and that's, for me, that's almost a no-brainer. You can get a permanent solution. Obviously, if you have an apartment or a house that you rent, it's a little harder because it's a quote-unquote more permanent solution. But that's why people get those window units. Go pick up a $200 window unit from Walmart and just roll.
yeah. I mean, just at the end of the day, if you can just dehumidify the air, it does. Again, it doesn't need to. Obviously, we would like it to be cool, but one of those they make stand-up dehumidifier
I have
units that
one
look
running
like
right
the
now.
portable ACs. Those do the trick. They can dry a lot of air
Oh.
too, like really fast.
My bucket fills so fast.
It's gross.
Water's so clear. I feel like drinking it sometimes.
Oh my
It
God.
fills up so fast. But I got a sink in here, and I just got the hose just dripping in there, just 24/7. So
Yeah.
I think it's dripping in there. It's on right now. It's great. I turn it off when I leave at night, but it's pretty sealed in here. It's okay. I mean, it's about 90% sealed. So
Yeah, totally. Well, I think just like going forward, this was very easy. I thought it was going to be a lot harder, but we could probably just get together once a week and just talk about bullshit because it works. You know what I mean? It's interesting. I actually want to hear what you guys have going on, and like there's going to be stories. I mess stuff up every day, So I think that I think that there's obviously just going to be. I mean, we spent like an hour yesterday just like talking.
yeah,
And it was
jibber-jabber.
just about this. It was just about nonsense. And I feel like that would actually be useful to people
Yeah.
if they want to
it
hear it.
really is.
And then we can do those interviews too, which
Yeah.
would be like really entertaining. And we have a list. If you're not already on the Discord, there's a link in any of the video descriptions. If you're on YouTube, if you're watching on a podcast, I'll put a link in the description to the Discord channel. It's our online laser community, and it's really, really cool. These two guys right here are helping me run it. They're pulling all of the weight. So huge thank you to you guys for doing all the work. I would never have gotten through the rotary video yesterday without your help. But if you want to come and hang out, we have I think it's over 250 members now. Oh, Gio's here. What's up, Gio? How's it going? Glad that you could join us. We all were chatting about what we've got going on in the shop right now. Gio, do you have any projects that you've been working on, or like a skill you're trying to get better at? What have you been doing with your laser?
Right now I'm working on some, I guess they're kind of challenge coins. I'm calling them more medallions. It's for an online gaming group that I play with. So
that's
distributing some of those. I just had 5 of them land in Germany, and then I'm distributing another 7 throughout the U.S.
That's
Worldwide.
awesome. Are they like pre-molded and they have like little spots where you can like fill out somebody's information, or are they blanks and you're doing the whole thing?
They're actually drops from an industrial laser. So it was a place I used to work at that had we were cutting circles for water features. That was
that's
where
awesome.
they're going to weld the pipes on, and so I had them program it so the lead-in didn't show up in the actual circle. So I'm just polishing the edges a little bit, doing a Z mark on both sides with a little white steel for a couple accents, and then
I think you showed these on the Discord.
I did.
It had like the hexagons on it or something like that, right?
Yep.
Do you have one on you right now?
I do.
I'd love to see one.
So
Was it the Brotherhood of
see how-
Nod emblem?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's sick.
Good
Those
stuff.
I
look
like
super
those
good.
little discs.
Yep. Is it just like mild steel?
It's 316 stainless,
Okay.
which
Wow, okay.
I think is why I was having trouble with the Z mark.
Mhm.
I marked another one that I had cut out of 304, and it was much darker, like much nicer.
What wattage is your laser again?
It's a 30 watt JPT MOPA.
Nice. Yeah. Super cool. Super cool. Do you do CO2 or no?
I do. I've got a 45 watt CO2.
Is it like one of the Ruida?
I wish.
What is it? Is it like a K40?
No, it's a full spectrum Muse.
Oh, right, the big one, the big blue one.
No, it's their little hobby one.
Oh, really?
But it has.
Desktop?
It's a desktop machine.
Is it around you? Can we get a camera tilt?
It's on the other side of this acrylic.
All right, got it.
I'll get some B footage for you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna come in. I'm literally, while you're doing this, I'm gonna open the Discord and look, and I'm just gonna find a picture of it because I'm sure you've posted
I've never seen.
I've never posted it.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Man,
dude.
That's why. I don't remember what I'm thinking of. It was another Discord member. Did you guys see the picture? They have that really big old laser with the purple windows. Yeah.
Yes. What is that thing?
I don't know. It's crazy though. And I want those windows on my machine now. So I want to find that acrylic and order it and cut it from my thing.
Man,
so I guess we've never seen your CO2 then. So we should see that. We definitely need to see that. Not right now, obviously. But
that was
Arlo. I definitely want to check that out. 45. There's nothing wrong with 45 watts. That's fine. So does it use custom software or do you use Lightroom with it?
It's custom software. It's the way they designed it. It has its own computer inside the machine, and so you log into it. It acts as its own web server. You log in through a browser, and it's controlled solely through that. But so I can't use Lightburn, and the way they design their controller, the controller that they're using, you can't do the power mapping. So if you do a grayscale image, it forces it into a dither mode. Rather than doing the scaling on the power settings. So it looks, I can bring in the grayscale. Yeah, and it looks like a comic book when you actually engrave it or raster it.
Do you have to be online to use it, or can you just use it over Ethernet? You were saying a web browser?
Yeah, it's its own web server, so you don't have to be on the internet to use it, which is nice.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
It connects to my Wi-Fi, so I can connect to it anywhere from in the house that I can connect to my Wi-Fi, which is why I originally bought it. But initially, they hadn't figured that all out, so it took about a year to get it so it worked properly.
Oh my gosh. Did you get that before the fiber laser? Was that your first one?
Yeah, that was my first one.
None of you guys have diodes, right?
I do. I have a diode.
You have a diode?
Not yet.
Gotta get a diode too.
A diode?
Yeah, I have
I don't know about diode.
2.5 watt and the 5.5 watt. It was my entry.
Yeah, it's a lot of people's entry, and that's why I want one, because I feel
it's the cheapest one, really.
Yeah, they're cheap, and a lot of people have them, and they're getting more popular, and I just feel I feel like we need to cover, because you have a fiber laser. You're spoiled, man. You have you have the cream of the crop. You're starting with the best thing.
I'm sorry.
Most people are starting with a $200 little gantry diode. That's where they start. They're like, I have a laser beam. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. And they just think that it's the best thing ever. And they don't know that CO2 and fiber exist. They have no idea.
I mean, it's pretty legit. You got the blue light. You actually you can see the laser versus you just, something's happening.
Yeah, I really want to get one on the channel so that we can capture some of that audience and show them the larger world. You know what I mean? There's more out there, because I feel like a lot of people would be interested if they just knew the kind of stuff that we mess around with on a regular basis. So,
I honestly know zero about diodes. I literally just head first into fiber, but
it's just, dude, it's all the same stuff. It's just a different wavelength. So instead of, there's no galvo, so it's on a gantry like the big tank CO2. There's rails, and it rides on the rails, and it's a shorter wavelength. I think it's in the 400 something,
450 nanometer. Blue violet is the common one.
Yep, it's right on the edge of the visible spectrum before you get into UV. Yep.
So what can you do? I guess everything.
It's organics. It's mostly for
quite
organics.
a bit.
People are doing wood. I've seen some plastic stuff. Tacky's done metal. I feel like I've seen Tacky do metal with you. Have you? Yeah.
I've done the anodized aluminum. I mean, it doesn't do metal like actual engraving, which is why everyone gets the fiber. But it'll burn off. So you'll see a lot of people who will do like spray paint and then mark it off. A lot of people are doing the Norton white tile method.
Yep.
I've done cutting boards. I mean, it's decent for what it does.
You said tiles. You talking about like the porcelain tiles, like?
Yes. Yeah. So there is there's a huge following for this method. It's named after this guy named Nicky Norton. You basically take a white flat paint, you spray paint it, your tile white. Once it dries, when you use the diode laser, you can do it with CO2 as well, but it's mainly a diode method. You basically are ablating the material, and when it burns off, it actually fuses to the surface of the tile black or very, very dark gray. And you can do a raster image or even a vector, and it comes out as a permanent marking. Once you use acetone or paint thinner to get the non-marked area off, you can never get rid of it. And it's actually, I might have a decent one I can show you guys, but it's really impressive.
I've never really looked into a diode. I mean, I've seen Patrick do diode stuff, but I'm like, it's just diode. Like,
if you want to see the diode stuff, check out like the maker channels. Where it's like guys who have shops and they do a little bit of everything, like the variety.
Oh, they use
variety
diode
maker.
Yeah,
they're really popular on the maker channels. Yeah,
because they're like I've gotten rid of my good ones. I actually got rid of, but these were practice ones. So this is, an old image, and I've got, my marking of my speed and my DPI and whatnot. This one was done at 30 millimeters a minute and 16% power and 300 DPI, which, I mean, this took maybe 2 hours to do. This is a 4x4.
I was going to say, so. Just to what Gio was saying, the fiber laser that you're used to using, you're running jobs at 3,000 millimeters per second.
Yeah, and this one was done at 1,200 millimeters a minute. I did it faster, but I did this at 90% power. So that speed to power ratio. If you go too fast, it gets too dark. Too light, then it doesn't even mark at all. But this is permanent. This will never come off. I mean, you break the tile before this will come off, which it's a cool little niche. I see a lot of people. You'll see this on Etsy a lot. So if someone can buy a $200 diode laser, buy a box of these tiles. So I think they're 30 cents a piece. You buy a box for 30 bucks, and
you've got a product.
Yeah.
Yep.
So applications for diodes are, I mean, they're pretty good, but the technology for like the galvo heads, I think it's so much cooler. So I've been focusing. Once I got my fiber, I haven't touched the CO2. I haven't touched the diode. I need to get back to them.
I'm assuming it's a little tougher to do it on fiber. Can you do stuff like that on fiber? I have not tried.
I haven't tried to burn paint off.
Oh, you can't?
No, that would be a CO2. Yeah.
CO2.
So you would trade up from diode to CO2 at that point, and the CO2 would cover the materials that you were doing on your diode. You basically, a CO2 would negate the need for having a diode laser at that point, because it's for the same kind of set of organics. But CO2s have a lot more power too. I'm sure that there are a few very finesse things that you can do with a diode that you just can't get away with on a CO2 because there's just too much kick in the beam.
There's something that's really cool I've seen. There's a guy that does tiles where he'll put like 4 or 5 layers of paint on there, and then he'll go into Lightburn and do that the power scaling with the grayscale image. And he's done some really neat ones with like scenes from Lord of the Rings with the lava monster.
Oh yeah, I've seen that guy. That's the dude with the big hair. He's like the rocker guy.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that guy. Yeah, that's a super cool channel. I forget what it's called off the top of my head, or I'd plug it. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Never seen it. Never heard.
I'll send you a link.
Pretty original ideas. Yeah.
We'll put a link in the description.
Right. Yeah, so with diode lasers, they don't make a diode laser that's stronger than, I think, 15 watts of output. If someone is selling you one that is, then they're either overdriving it or it's just not actually that powerful. And you can get the actual diodes themselves.
Was that the diode you were just holding up just now?
Yeah. So the one that I have, this one is a new one I got. I haven't used it. It's a 2.5 output, so that's where you have to be careful. The Autour is that's like the main one that people are getting, just like they're getting the tanks for the CO2s. They say 20 watts. You get a 20 watt. Well, that's the input power. Right. This one, it's going to be backwards here. But this says 2.5 watts. That's 2.5 watts of output. That's about 10 watts input. They're not very efficient. And they're small. I have a 5.5 watt, which is a 20 watt input. And this one is an adjustable focus. There are some solid focus ones. I have a movable Z. The Autours, they're belt driven, and you have to bring your work up to it. So there's a little bit of trade-off on that. So you can adjust it. And this has a spring on the inside of it, or it's supposed to. This one does not, but you've got the lens. People change these lenses out to different types. There's like
that's crazy.
Lens. On the inside, which I'm sure you won't be able to see.
Are you just guessing?
So I have a microscope. That I will put at an angle close to it, and then I'll slowly dial it in until it's the most focusused. And then once I have that, I measure my Z.
You get a red beam out of that?
It is a blue-violet beam. So it's a 405 nanometers.
No. I mean for your focusing.
You do not. No.
So what are you focusing on with the microscope? The blue beam?
Yes. So you put your laser glasses on, and then you turn it on low power. Yeah. So this is the fun part of diodes. So unless it's on, you can't see what's going on. You can put a laser pointer on if you want, but people they turn it on, they go into light burn, or whatever they have. They put like an 8%, just barely see it, and then you have your work or your piece of paper or whatever, and then you focus it. And once you have your Z, that's your focus for it. Then you just never touch this again. You can help it. So it's very rudimentary.
It's a little sketchy.
Tinker. Yeah, it is. And I've seen some people not wear their glasses either. So
while they're focusing,
is this something you can put on like a 3D printer head?
Yes. Yes,
yeah, they do it all the time. Yeah, yes. They do it. I see it a lot with the Ender, Ender Pro. They always swap out the filament head for a laser, and then
there's also attachments for CNC routers and CNC mills as well.
Mm-hmm. That's what I have. I do have a 3D printer. It does have like a setup, but you have the G code for that, and then I have a Gerbil. I think GRBL is for the CNC. And they're both basically the same, different controllers.
Yeah, I think that there's actually a Gerbil Lightburn version too that you can get.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool that you can use Lightburn with that. It has some restrictions, right? Like you can't do everything that you can do with the DSP, but
yeah, the DSP has a lot more control because there's more built into it. With the Gerbil, I mean, you can control X, Y, and you have the Z. If you have Z, you can use a rotary. I never hit any like dead ends. It's just the limitations of a diode showed themselves within a couple of days of me trying to do stuff. And then
are the diodes variable power, or is it just on or off?
They do pulse width modulation. So you can do a whatever power is your max power. You can do 256. You can dither. You can grayscale. Mm-hmm. And then you have pulse width modulation for like if you wanted to do a dot matrix or like a raster. That's usually what they come out as.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna pick one up. I gotta pick one up for the channel. I feel it's weird having something called Laser Everything and then you just don't like have a diode laser. I don't know.
Yeah. It's not gonna really break the bank either. I think you can get the newest Autour for like $250 shipped from Amazon. I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. They have lots of mods. I mean, anything in the makerspace is going to have different mods to try. Like get this fan or get this device. Just get the basic one and then play with it. You're going to get pretty good results out of the box.
Yeah.
You can tell I'm the guy that doesn't know nothing about diodes, but I guess
that's okay. That's why
myself into.
That's why I love the whole idea of the podcast in general. It's because we're all going to bring a little bit something different to the table, and then when we're explaining it to each other, we also have the added benefit of bringing that to the audience as well. So
one more question.
Mm-hmm.
Are we out of spectrum? So I know some of you guys have been doing this a little longer. Does your wife or significant others, if you have one, how do they feel? So let me give you an example. The cup I made yesterday. I gave it to my wife and she was like, "Oh, thank you." And I'm like, "What? I made it for you." Do you guys see a difference versus buying one and making it? Have you guys seen? Okay, So if you go to the store and you order something and like, hey, this is personalized for you, was she more excited than you actually making the same thing that you're buying?
My wife would
that's a tough
rather I,
one.
like do the dishes. Or like clean the cat litter and take out the garbage, I think, over be like buying crap for her at the store. She's pretty anti-clutter in the first place, so she hates getting stuff, but when she does get stuff, I think what you're trying to ask is like, does it make it special that you created something with a no, she's like, laser, great, cool, go back.
Mine had no reaction. Like the same cup, if I would have ordered it, she would be like, "Oh my god, thank you." But this one I made it, she was like, "Oh well, thank you." It's like,
I have bad news for you, Tony. I have bad news for you, man. You think that that's cool because you're a nerd. You're a nerd, bro. Just like the rest of us. You're a big fat nerd, and you think laser beams are cool.
My wife. Yeah, my wife
see,
gets
Alex's
more
wife
when
is
she makes
saturated.
it.
Right. Well, because when it's in your own hands and you're making it, it's cool. Yeah.
I figured since
significant others, mine's not impressed, but giving it to family, I'm like, hey, here's a thing. And they're like, where'd you get it? I'm like, I made it. They're like, whoa. That's like grandparents and, not distant relatives, but like outside of the house. I think inside the house.
They think that
they're like,
stuff like that only
time.
comes from Walmart.
Right.
Yeah.
I swear mine was, thank you.
Maybe be more creative, Tony. Like,
I tried. That's why I had
Tony, stop trying to give her weird coins. She doesn't want any more coins.
Yeah, she's got a stack on her desk of paperweight coins.
God, man.
Well, get the CO2 and then like etch denim.
Man.
Yeah, my wife wants to do that next.
Wait, what's the denim?
Yeah. Denim, like you can do a t-shirt, cotton, whatever. Just
CO2
denim.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can
CO2.
Put some jeans in there and get some cool patterns.
I did see someone do towels, man. That's pretty tight.
Yeah, I think somebody just
I might do one today.
The microfiber towels.
Yeah, microfiber towel.
Doormats.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I need to get a tank.
Yeah, get one.
Yes.
I need one.
Do it. Just pick the OhmTech up.
Oh, I am.
It'll be to your door in like 3 days.
Check the Discord for the affiliate links.
Yeah. There we go.
Link in the description. Get the 100-watt, man, and then just don't expect any support from the company.
That's
because
okay.
you're not going to get it.
I got
you guys. Want support? Come to the Discord.
That's why I got the Discord.
You have the Discord. You have the community is at your back. You get the OhmTech because it's convenient, and it's a pretty good price compared to what you're going to find on eBay without buying from Free Shipping Master 12735.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At least you have a little bit of protection getting it from Amazon.
Yeah.
And,
absolutely. Yeah.
I think
that's
it's
where
also
I nab mine.
Yeah, I think it's probably also more likely to be shipped to you successfully if you make a purchase from Amazon. I wouldn't normally recommend ordering a laser from Amazon, but in this specific case for this specific machine, I think it's the go-to move. You just pick up a 100-watt, dude. Buy it. It'll be to your house in 3 days.
Yeah.
You push some shit out of the way and jam it up against the wall and try not to breathe in the fumes. It's gonna be great.
I know. Just got to figure out where I'm gonna put 400 pounds of stuff.
It's got wheels. It'll be all right.
Yeah, it's got wheels, man.
I'm gonna build tank tracks on it. I'm gonna build tank tracks and just drape them from the front. It's called the tank. I'm gonna put a big thing in the tank.
Harsh reality for you too is going to be when you try to hook that fume extractor up to the tank, because the CO2 particulate that you're going to get is going to clog that thing up in like 30 minutes.
Yep.
Oh, dude, then I might just vent that thing out.
Yeah, dude, I think you're going to have to cut a hole in that garage door behind you and just
that's okay.
Stick a hose out it, because that fume extractor, great for fiber, not gonna cut it.
I guess it's harsher for.
Yeah. Well, it's much finer for the metal particulate, and then the organics would. I can go over to mine right now and put my finger on it, and I'm going to have gunk, and I clean it regularly.
It's like a ton of soot and like carbon from just because you're burning stuff. The fiber is not really burning. The fiber is like ablating, but the CO2, you're just setting shit on fire at that point. I mean, it's just
you're controlled just burn.
Yeah,
so
controlled burn.
So I'm assuming you have to really watch it. I mean,
don't walk away from the CO2.
You don't walk. Yeah, you don't walk away from the CO2.
Oh, okay. See, that's good to know. Because if the thing is
closed,
hey, I'm gonna go.
Yep, you can. Yeah. I don't even walk away from my fiber if I'm not doing like a stable metal. Like if I'm doing plastics, I don't walk away from that either.
I'm sorry, I've walked away from mine more than a few.
But you're doing a stable metal.
Yeah,
If you're doing when you're doing the coins, the coin's not going to catch on fire.
Well,
worst case scenario, the software freezes up and it's just sitting on one spot, so you have a good chance of back reflection.
God.
I've had that happen.
50 watts is not a lot,
back
is it?
reflection.
You know,
You've
it's
had
not
the
going to heat
back
up too
reflection
much.
happen, Gio?
Well, not the back reflection, but I've had the program freeze mid
one
cycle, and it's just it left a burn spot on the stainless.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just did that the other when we were on Discord live the other day, yesterday, and I was trying to get my rotary set up.
Oh, it froze.
It froze for a second, but it wasn't marking. That was really weird. And then the other thing I did was I forgot to turn the controller box back on, so it wasn't rotating. So it was just running the entire rotary job on the same 0.05 line over and over again. So that almost put a hole in the tumbler. That was nuts. Like, because I had it set to like Steel General, I think. There's like this huge black gouge in it. But yeah, dude, don't walk away from a CO2 ever.
Yeah.
I feel like
you shouldn't walk away from a laser, period. But
I know, I do.
Especially not a CO2.
You can pause it. You can pause it, man. If you have to walk away, just like push the pause button.
Yeah, they have resumes. They work.
Yep, the resumes work great.
Can you pause in EasyCAD?
Yes.
Yeah, you can.
You turn it on.
If you hit escape.
Well, no, you got to turn the setting on.
You have to
turn the setting on.
Yeah.
So in order to turn that setting on, you go into the F3 param menu, and then it's in the Other tab. So F3 param, then Other, and then you check the box that says Enable Marking Pause Mode or whatever. It's a checkbox.
I do it when I do these because look at the warpage. When I was doing.
Yep, you got to pause.
So that's why I'd have the pause when I do stuff like this, because I'll do like one pass and I'll pause it. I have like a little air thing hitting it just to kind of cool it down and then continue. Because if not, you'll get this warpage on this thin stuff.
The aluminum heat sinks, dude, I didn't believe that those even did anything, and then I tried it, and those work really well too.
The heat sinks?
Yeah, aluminum heat sinks.
I went on Amazon and I bought one of these little copper heat sinks with the coolant ports, and just running it through an open tank. I bought like a shoebox size Tupperware. And just put water in it with a little pump that came with my CO2 and just took some silicone tubing to it. It worked really, really good. Initially, I thought I was going to need more cooling, so I stuck some ice packs in there too.
It worked?
It actually reduced the amount of ablation I was getting because it was keeping the metal too cold. It couldn't get the metal hot enough. But I mean, that's, again, down to my low max pulse power output, but... and my big lens. So we'll see what happens when I change my lens out.
What lens are you using again? Forgot.
I'm using a 175.
That's what I'm not gonna lie. I love my 175. I really.
He's on a MOPA 30 watt. Remember that.
Well, yeah. But I love my 175. I don't have it on now, but I love it, man. I might go back to it.
Yeah, I don't know. The 220 is worthless. I mean, on my 30 watt, the 220 is worthless. I can barely get kind of like a surface mark on aluminum, and the second you shave off the first layer of atoms, it's like out of focus, and you can't use it anymore. So the 220 is like the hard line for 30 watts. I think under that, I haven't tried a 175. I haven't gotten it. Would you recommend that I try that, or should I go to 150? Should I not waste my time at 175? If I wanted something bigger.
I think the 150 for 30 watt would be good, but 175
I'm asking
is
the dude
really
with the 30 watt over here, man.
Well, yeah, I know.
This guy he's just like, my 50 watt can do everything.
No.
Oh, yeah, your 50 watt can do everything.
I'm sorry.
No, I mean, you've seen the stuff that I've shown on Discord. I can get some engraving out of it. It takes a lot longer. I'm curious what's going to happen with the 110. And I'm not sure if it's just because it's the 30 watt. I think it's more because of that max pulse energy. So I'm pretty sure like your Q switch, you're at a 0.8 to a 1 millijoule or whatever it is. Mine's a 0.5. And so even at my max power, my max setting, I'm still putting out roughly 70% of what you can put out.
Is it 0.5 because you have a MOPA? Is that part of the problem?
So there's it's the particular model of MOPA that's designed more for marking. I found out there's another version that's a 30 watt that has a higher output on that. that pulse energy. Really kicking myself for not just biting the bullet and buying the 60 watt MOPA, because that one has the higher output.
This will be one of those really long pauses that I cut out because I can't remember what we were talking about before I asked that question.
Dude,
does anybody remember?
We were talking about lenses before that. Then we were talking about CO2.
Diodes before
burning
that.
them up. Yeah.
So we could make like 3.
We've got every. We could go ahead.
Unimpressed spouses.
Yeah.
Yes, that was. I think that's what got us going.
Yeah. Dude,
it's going to be hit or miss. You do it because you like it. Don't do it to try to get a reaction out of somebody else.
Yeah, lasers are not going to get you laid.
I was just curious because I gave it to her yesterday, and I'm like, what if I would have bought
was
this?
Was this the
Amazon?
first one you gave her?
Yeah, it was like, oh my god, you could just look thoughtful. But then I made the crap, and it's like,
did you
just tell her that you bought it?
No, I didn't.
Put a $5 bill inside.
I know, right?
You should have had it filled up at Starbucks, and then you would have been set. But you didn't fill it with coffee, and it flat out said coffee makes her happy. So
listen,
I mean, at the very least, some chocolate. Yeah. I mean, like anything.
I know.
Or a new car, like get her a new car and then engrave the key, and then she'll be really impressed by the engraving.
Yes.
Yeah. See, new cars don't have really that. They have fobs now, so
engrave the plastic,
fob, dude.
Yeah,
they're
hit the
ABS.
fiber.
You can, yeah.
You got them. If you got a fiber, you can do it. 50 watt, it can do anything.
Yeah, she's the king.
Overdo a lot of things.
Except impress a spouse.
I know, right? I know, man.
Totally.
Spousal happiness not included.
Let's go ahead and wrap it up. This is gonna be an hour-long episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're on YouTube or listening, if you're listening to this on your favorite podcast app, if it lets you rate and review this podcast, and you enjoyed hanging out with us and talking about lasers for a little bit, please consider liking or reviewing or whatever your platform allows you to do. If you're on YouTube and you got value out of this, hit the like button. Let everybody know that the content was awesome. If you loved it and you want to hear another one, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification if you're on YouTube to get notified the next time that we post an episode of the podcast. We're going to be doing these every week. We've got a ton of stuff coming up. We're going to do these little check-ins where we hang out, talk about what's going on in our shops, talk about our spouses being unimpressed, and we're also going to be interviewing a lot of the business owners that we have in our Discord community. So, there's a lot of people that are trying to get started with laser. They want to run a business, or they're running a business, and they are trying to integrate laser into it. And we have a huge list of people who have signed up to be interviewed on this show. So I can't wait for next week. We're going to get into actually starting to interview some of them, bring them onto the show, get some perspective, see what they're doing with their machines. So that's going to be really interesting. If you want to see a sneak preview of some of that's going on, I highly recommend you join the Discord. There's going to be a link in the YouTube description as well as in the podcast show notes description. So if you want to join the Discord, it's free. It's an amazing community filled with people that love laser, and they really just want to help you out. They're very knowledgeable. They're working on a ton of really cool stuff. These 3 Looney Tunes over here are the moderators over there at that community, and it's a great place to be. So if you're looking for a place that's basically the anti-Facebook laser group, I think that we've done a really good job of creating that space over on the Discord. If you want to hear more from me and watch some laser tutorials and stuff like that, you can hit me up over at my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/lasereverything, or you can just do a search for Laser Everything. We've also got an Instagram and a TikTok now. It's at Laser Everything Official, I think. And then these guys are all doing their own stuff too. Gio, where can people find you? Do you have any social media that you would have people follow you at?
I'm just setting it up, so there's no content on it. Okay. So we'll save that for the next episode.
We'll save it for this, so you can find Gio on Discord. And then Tacky, what about you?
Yeah, I'm pretty much always on Discord, so that's probably the quickest way to contact me. But I'm also on Instagram and YouTube at Polygon Printing.
Perfect. And Tony?
Same thing. I'm setting up as well. So if you want to follow Gio and I's journey, we're getting started. So, but Discord would be the main thing where you can find me. So
cool. So we'll hit up the Discords for now, and then maybe we'll get a cool update on your guys' projects that you've got going on in the next couple weeks here.
Absolutely.
And I think that's it. The podcast, these guys were making fun of me earlier because I didn't mention the name of the actual podcast. It's called The Laser Source. And that's what you've been listening to for the last hour. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It's been a really great time making this, and we did zero planning, so it's only going to be better in the future, and I think this came out really well. So thanks again for listening, and we will, I guess, see you. We're not going to see you. We might see you if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you so... I'm going to cut that. That's horrible. I cannot abide by that. Thank you guys so much for listening. It's been really fun making this podcast, and we will check you in the next one.
Peace.